Well, hello everyone, Commander Placer here, and welcome to today's live stream. We're doing something very different today, as you might be able to tell. This is not a game. It'll be entertaining though, hopefully. I'm building my first high-grade 1/100 scale model Gundam, or Gunpla. Which should be interesting. I have not done this before. I've built ones that are not quite that quality, I guess. So a quick look at what I've built before is I've built this here. Oh, hey buddy. Clive is also right next to me on the table that I'm doing this on. But this is what I've built so far. It's awkwardly called the Vignagina, or I mean we just call it the vagina, I guess. But that's articulated joints and stuff. I mean it moves, so you can move its head and stuff. Now I want to point out I do have a plaster on my thumb, or a band-aid, depending on where you're from in the world. There's a good reason for that, because I'm going to be using a sharp craft knife in a scalpel blade to clean up some of the joints from the what's in the box. So that's going to be kind of the idea, I guess. We'll be doing that and going through it, so you guys can get a full ASMR experience, I guess, as I go through and I pull stuff out now, because this is something that I've never done on my YouTube channel before, and also on my Twitch at the same time. It's important that you hit the like button on YouTube if you enjoy it, if you like it, you know, if you're interested in what's going on. It's going to be quite important. But I guess we're going to pull stuff out of the box, get it out, and then we'll go from there. Quick mention on the tools that I'm going to be using, I guess, is in my little pencil case that I've had since I was at school. We have a sharp bladed scalpel thing, and that actually has a fresh scalpel blade on. Oh, say a fresh scalpel blade. It won't focus, will it? Do a bit of that. Nah, none of it. But anyway, fresh scalpel blade. We have a needle file, because that's going to be very important. And also we have a small pair of clippers to snip things out of the sprues, because you don't want to snap them off. Now, I say I've only built 2 Gundam kits before. I'm kind of working my way up in complexity as things go. But yeah, I guess we're going to throw it in there. But hello to everyone who's joined. Good to see you all. I can keep an eye on chat. So we've got House Noel, Weejet, Alan, Nightbot, Kura Kenshi, Cold Sir, The First, Commander Ragnot, Scorb. How are we all doing today? Well, it's gold! Yeah, so this is what we're going to be building, just in case you didn't realise that from the thumbnail. This is what we're going for, and it looks, or it should look, proper smart. How's that for spoilers really early on? We'll give it a go. Cardoom, hello, how you doing? So we're going to get all of the bits out first. So much gold. And silver. Welcome to the ASMR portion of the stream. Instruction booklet, very important. It's all in Japanese though. There's some big wings. This thing's going to be huge. Yeah, totally deployed. There is a slightly more gold one that you can get out there, which I don't know how I feel about that, but that looks insane. Also very expensive because it's a special edition. All special edition Gunpla appear to be very expensive. What a surprise, eh? And all gold ones, super shiny ones, are yeah. Agnot, I'm not sure if I actually want to like paint them or not, because I know that you kind of can. You can. People that are good enough can. I don't know if I'm at that point yet, so we will definitely get to that stage, I think, at one point. I can easily see this becoming my new thing. Now I'm going to lay the packets out, and then we're going to begin our work. I'm going to move this chap out of the way. Oh, yeah, score, 100%. 100%. But yeah, this one here, that I built before, this guy, this is a reborn, that's what they call it. So it's not quite a high grade. It's getting there, but it's not quite there. But yeah, I'd be interested in seeing what a perfect grade would be like, because I know that the higher the grade, the more complicated they are, typically. I mean, all of this looks really interesting. All of this stuff here. It looks like there are some bits in that we don't use, which is interesting. I always find it interesting that with these kits, they come with bits that you don't or won't be using. I'm going to have a bits box, which is interesting. Or even perfect grades first, I think. But I mean, I'm not a stranger to model making, so that should be okay. Right, we're going to let's lay it out how they lay it out here, so that we know what everything is. So let's dive into the ASMR again. So that is A, that is E, so I'll put A there. I'm going to make it so much easier for myself this time, because last time I made it really hard work for myself last time I built one. No. Where's the bit I'm looking for then? So I'm looking for B. That doesn't look like it. That does. Score, but I mean, what happens is that a lot of the Gundam have got very similar frames. So they've got the same frame, but then you have different armour on top of them. So because they've got the different armour on top, you get kind of like slight variants. But yeah, lots of Gundam are quite similar. When I finish this one, it's not going to be a single stream, that's for sure. Probably going to split it up over a couple of days this week. Now that the Fleet Carrier beta has ended on Elite Dangerous and I get to chill out for a bit before we dive back into the stress, I figured that we would do something a little bit different. Yeah, that is C. No Hunter. We've done that. And yes, Gob, all of them are in Japanese. Like everything. Yeah. But the thing is, I really enjoyed building the first couple. And the first one I built took me a couple of hours to do. But this is going to be probably a little bit longer, I would say. CD. That is E. Sorry, Clive. Am I offending you? He is right there. He's slightly off camera. Well, there he is. Judging. Silently. Or loudly. Yes, Gorb. Even the pictures are in Japanese. Literally, they are. Like, I'm not joking. You could not see more Japanese pictures if for building. Like, seriously. So, should be interesting. Yep, Clive is supervising, which is always nice of him to do. What are you doing, Clive? Oh, bad. So you can see his you can see his reflection on the gold pieces over here. You can't make that unless you dress as a samurai. I think that's a bit ridiculous. Hey Seth, how you doing? Senhoff, it should be right. I mean, it's just pictures. I can work that out. Oh, it's silver on one half and got... Oh, there aren't silver pieces. I'm just a mug. That's interesting. Not that I'm a mug. I mean, we probably knew that. Okay. I could go put my gi on, I guess. That'd be fun. It wouldn't. It's like wearing pajamas. Yeah, I've been watching the cartoons. The Gundam 0079, which I think for a cartoon that is 40 years ago is absolutely mental. It's aged. I think it's aged really well. Some of the voice acting is, if I were to describe it, ropey at best. Now, Clive, you are definitely in the way now. Right. It's a lot of pieces. These are interesting. They're it's like plastic coated wire, but we'll kind of go into what they're used for. Yeah, Kuro, English dub, and it's got English subtitles on at the same time. So the number of times they say Amuro's name, like near constantly, all the time. And Nightbot, it's not a I seem to have done myself in by putting that plaster on too early. Yeah. We'll use tools because that's what humans do. And there we go. Right. The final piece, which is H. Now you'd like to think they would start off the instructions with all of the, well, in order. But I got a feeling that they won't. But yeah, this came all the way from Japan. Bought off Amazon. Not the place to buy them. If you are going to buy any Gunpla kits or Gundams, I can highly recommend Hobby Link Japan. For pricing, they are so much better value than buying something off Amazon. Clive, you're in the definition of in the way. Okay. He is supervising. You bud. But I kind of need the space you're in. Can we do that? Thank you. Yeah, English dubs of anime can be okay, but the constant, like I say, the constant thing with Gundam is that they say someone's name at the beginning of a sentence and the end of a sentence all the time, and it's like, please stop. Please. Okay. I need piece F. Yeah, it's starting on F. F34. Well, there's an F1 and there's an F2. So, but they go up in numbers, so it should be alright. Let's begin. Hashtag, yeah, it is, bud. But yeah, I mean, there are some anime that I really, really enjoy, but you've got to be in a certain mood for. Best example, I think, is Evangelion. You've got to be in the correct mood for that, if ever there was for something, because it can get a bit heavy, even though it looks great and it's got this insane storyline and insane concept to it. It is heavy going. It's going to have a lot of movement in. So this is PC. Apparently this piece is called PC. Yeah. So we need a ball piece. what's that? PCB. Also, I will say that I'm a big fan of Macross. Macross you have to watch in the original Japanese. You don't have a choice on that. But if you want to watch Robotech, which is the Americanized version, where essentially they've taken it all, and sorry if the camera shakes slightly. That's Clive moving around. Yeah, it's the Americanized version of Macross, which is like one of the original transforming robot things out there. Is that E? F. Man, this is going to be so small and fiddly. I have my concerns. I have never heard of that school. Never heard of it. So, I couldn't tell you what that is. Right, let's clean up these pieces where we've removed them from the sprue. That's interesting. Let's have a look on this side. Yeah, okay. Just checking how things line up because they've got quite a bit of flash on them. But yeah, this is why we've got the plaster, because I may or may not really cut my thumb, and I'm on blood thinners, so I have to be careful. So let's do a bit of this. Yeah, I'm actually using a wallpapering table to do this on because we don't have a kitchen table because we don't have enough space. Plus, you know, I'm right in front of my computer. Okay. Yeah, because there's a little bit where you kind of feel like it shouldn't be there, but it is, where it's connected to the sprue, so we're going to have to, because there's nowhere for it to go on the piece it's meant to connect with. Which, I say that and I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, so it'll connect this way, like that. But yeah, there's nowhere for that piece to go, so we'll trim it off. Ulysses 31. Jason the Wheel Warriors, if we're going to go old school. G1 Transformers, though. That was where I guess my real love of giant robots beating each other up came from. And obviously it led me to, later on in life, drag Mrs. Plater along to go and see Pacific Rim. And unfortunately, Real Steel, which she has not forgiven me for still. Yeah, the animation of Transformers was brilliant, and I get that it was just it was a TV show to sell toys, and that was it. It was like that and GoBots. GoBots was actually awful, and the reason why GoBots wasn't good is because they made the vehicles futuristic. Interestingly enough, actually, the molds used for Macross and Robotech were bought by Tomy, who were the people that made the Transform toys, and they actually reused some of the molds, which is a pretty cheeky thing to do. And one of my friends went, "Oh yeah, I've got this toy." Looking back as a kid, and they're like, "Yeah, this is it's Starscream." No, he said it was Jetfire. I'm like, "That's not Jetfire. That's a Veritech." And he's like, "No, it's Jetfire." But no, it's bloody Veritech. See, Agnar, I think it was down to the idea being is that it gave them superior maneuverability. I think that was supposed to be the idea. If that's true or not, I have no clue. Now, where is this? This goes in the back of here. This is really fiddly for some. Right. Back in a second to get my other tool that I didn't bring. It's okay, Clive. I'm sitting back down. Don't worry, mate. Oh. Tweezers. Which I didn't think I was going to need. Turns out I'm probably going to. So we'll... Alright, yeah. I also have this habit of looking at the next set of instructions or what's happening after, because there we go. Got it. Because that way I know what to expect, and I feel like that can get me in trouble. Yeah, there is some interesting bits of animation, like watching these TV shows back. Not good a lot of the time, and the storylines are very self-contained. Come on. There's a bit of pushback here. But yeah, this is like a... Yeah, you're only going to build it once type thing. And I am only going to build this once. This will not be something that we paint, because you can't get this level of shiny gold, I don't think. Yeah, VTOL was a wicked thing with the Veritex. That is not a smooth go together. See if we can apply a little bit of pressure. Yeah, we can. It's all about doing that without trying to damage the plastic. Because with gold plastic, it's never gold. It's always clear plastic that is then painted. Or coated, I guess, in another shinier plastic. Okay. Step 1. On to step 2. We need A13. I should really make sure that I put the pieces back where I picked them up from. That's important, because that way we can keep things on track. This is A. So we need A12 and 13, which are those ones. I feel like when you start building these, they feel really small to begin with, and then they rapidly kind of grow in size. It's got that feel to it. Yeah, Nightbot's right on that one. I think the dramatic change of direction that they could have, especially the size of this guy's hands. It's definitely bigger than the one that I built before, but it's the same scale. So, I don't know. I mean, I remember Samurai Pizza Cats. I don't know if anyone else does. That's definitely a TV show of my childhood where I'm like, it just makes no sense. Clive's had enough. He is off. He has decided this is not entertaining enough for him. Hey Casey, how you doing? But yeah, hopefully the idea behind this is that this week we'll be doing a bit of this during the day, and then if we fancy it we might do some games in the evening, streaming wise. Nothing high pressure, keeping it chilled. That's not a bad idea, Nightbot. I mean, it sounds like quite a sensible idea, to be honest. But I don't think I'm very well known for being that sensible, so... At least not when it comes to practically doing things. Yeah, I also remember when the Pokemon cartoons first arrived in the UK, and I'm still left in this weird thing of why? Why do people like it? I just didn't understand it. Let's see. Yeah, I remember Rude Dog and the Dweebs. But we kind of... I think it's less iconic, isn't it? Casey, it's good to hear that you enjoyed that stream. I don't think that's going to be the last one that we do with that group, which sounds good to me. I think it's it was a nice change of pace for me. I think we might do another one during or after the next Fleet Carrier beta. That's that stage done, and then this bit has to plug into that bit, and that will help keep it together. That's a satisfying click. Now, I say I might have done that in the wrong order already. So we need B3. which you would hope would be next to B 1 and 2, but it's not. Haztech, yeah. Okay, right, Jeremiah, I'm wearing it. I'm wearing this blaster as preventative. It's so I don't cut my thumb whilst cleaning the flash off of sprues. So it's a smart move, and the only reason I'm doing it is because I may or may not have cut my thumb a couple of weeks ago doing something very, very similar. Oh, that's thick plastic. Yeah, the idea of not having to use glue is quite nice. That's I mean, there are some times where I look at them and I think they need painting. Then again, I haven't put the stickers on yet on the one that I've already built, so I don't know if I necessarily will need it after. But I look at it and I'm like, well, that bit really needs to be gold rather than this weird yellow colour they've made it, that type of thing. So that's but I guess it's personal preference. Doesn't, but need, definitely don't need. It would be a, do you want to? Oh, see, that's the wrong way around. That's not how that shows that. That okay, well, definitely on here it shows that piece facing not that way. Oh, come on. Here you go, if you see it's yeah, it doesn't look quite right. And also there's that moment I'm like, oh, I need to trim my nails. Right. A23 and 24. No idea what colour they'll be. Oh, there. Nightbot. Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. But I've got to go for what I got in the cupboard, haven't I? And also, the thing is that once you build these, it's so satisfying that afterwards you're like, oh man, I need another one. And we only have so much space. I have well and truly commandeered a shelf for model kits in the living room, so I guess when that's full I'll stop. And it's almost full. You know, I'm eyeing up a one that looks like a samurai. Like, literally looks like a samurai. Like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a samurai. Oh yeah, we'll go for that. Yes, Nightbot on Twitch in with the mod. Thank you very much. It was an ad for buying followers, just in case anyone wants to know. Disapprove. Now, Alan, you say that, but have you ever seen me demolish a bucket of fried chicken? Because I tell you what, it may not look pretty, but it is impressive. I could do it whilst talking about stuff. I was tempted to do it on my vlog channel, but I did a low-key crap unboxing of the government emergency food parcels they send out to people that are classed as high risk. Because a couple of weeks, myself and Mrs. Plater couldn't actually get any food deliveries from our supermarket that we normally get deliveries from. So we're in a bit of a sitch. Until that got sorted out. So now how are we supposed to... Have I done this wrong? Done it wrong. I put this in upside down, which is a bit of a schoolboy error on my part, I would say. But easy to fix. And that means we actually have some movement, so that's fine. I was looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense at all. That's what happens when you think you know best and you don't. Hey Sinclair, how you doing? Yeah, something different. That bit where it doesn't quite line up is going to be a bit of a problem, I think. But this will hold it together. Trail. I think it's cool. I mean, I have zero to no thoughts on that. So I don't know. I mean, Elite Dangerous is honestly a pretty geeky game. But I've always liked making model kits. So I used to do airfix kits when I was younger, whether it be tanks or planes, and then I got into Warhammer later on down the line. Did some of that. Warhammer I wasn't such a huge fan of in the end. What happened was I enjoyed playing it more than I did painting the figures, but I was better at painting the figures than I was playing it. And that unfortunately leads to frustration. But yeah, Sinclair, that sucks, bud. I'm hoping that or at least I hope you're being looked after during it. H3. I mean, yeah, this is H. Yeah, something you need to be careful with when taking things out of a sprue, especially if you don't intend to paint them, is that H2 and H1. You have to try not to damage the plastic in any way, because it does that whitening thing that you see when plastic starts to get worn out. And obviously, you don't want that. Alan, how did that happen? How did you not have a save either? So, can we get some Fs in chat for Alan and his save game? Yeah, Scorby's right. The save point. But then again, I use my ship all the time to get around, even on planets. Especially on planets. So I'm always in and out of my ship in No Man's Sky. But then again, I've just picked up my freighter and frigates. First frigate to get things started with that. So does that go that way? Looks like it would. Or does it go that way? Because it also looks like it would. And in fact, it was the first way round. Still not too happy that it's not quite pushing together the way it should. Ooh, that is loose. Well, let's hope for the best. Devil plays. I am building a Astray. Hang on. The Astray Gold Frame Amatsu. That's what it is. It's only the third one that I've ever built, so I say it's my first high grade. Dadbob Plays, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, dude. But yeah, it's the first time I've streamed doing this particular thing. And chances I'll be streaming the whole process. Although it's very tempting just to carry on building all the time. But yeah, we're I mean I'm here on the instructions, so tweezers. Yeah, some people out there who are capable of doing the paint jobs on them, absolutely incredible. I think it's incredible what they do. So that should just go on the front. I'll line up. Click. Together. Nice. Yeah, I got a little bit of the whitening of the plastic but I have done model making before, so it's I've got a good idea of the principles. But yeah, first thing for me, it's this is where we are. We got gold, we got grey, we got black. It's great. It's getting there. Got a camera that doesn't focus. Brilliant. Right. A10, A30. That's tiny. Oh wow, that is tiny. And so this bit, that's like really small. Yeah, Dad Boss, I get you on that one. Because I was saying to the guys earlier that I used to paint Warhammer figures. You know, and I used to be able to put eyes on a 25mm soldier. I was like, oh yeah, brilliant stuff. These days, not so much. Partially down to the time I broke my hand on somebody. Martial arts people. And since then my hand's like shook. Not clever. A 1/20th scale, that must be huge. Oh, that worked surprisingly well. Well, Scorp, I know your eyes are bad, because that time at Fantasticon, and I had to fill out the hotel check-in form for you because you couldn't see it. It didn't help that we'd been drinking for 12 hours, but there you go. I cannot believe how tiny this is. Okay, so that's that way. And that goes in there. I feel like we're building a face here. This is what it definitely feels like, a head or a face or a thing. I mean, honestly, Skull, I don't know, man. Oh, put that the wrong way around. Yeah, I think the term blind drunk might have come up once or twice. Okay. Now, we need A16. Like, as you go through, it's telling you where to put the stickers. I'm like, oh, Vulture P. No, I'm doing a Gundam. Which, what I say? Oh, I've never done before. I absolutely love the attention to detail on these things, though. I absolutely love it. I will say that when you get really kind of like far into well, when you start looking at lots of different models of Gundam, they start to blur into one a little bit, and that's why it took me such a long time before I chose one, and then I couldn't make my mind up, and ended up with 3. Yeah, what's weird about that night score is that you because we were sharing a hotel room, you climbed on the bed and went to fall asleep, fully clothed, I might add, and then you woke up and you're only wearing one sock for some reason. Vulture Pete, Gundam. So from the Japanese cartoons. Okay, so that bit we turn around, we put in that bit, and then we attach this face piece that we have just made to there. I mean, it looks like it would go there, but also looks like it wouldn't. Or is that upside down? That's upside down. Okay. Put that there. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Looks like Transformer. This came first. As far as I know, Gundam came before Transformers. I might be wrong. Someone can Google. I can't reach my keyboard. So please have a Google. C13. Bit more of the gold going on. I'm 100% going to be using the gold hands for this as well, not the grey hands it comes with, because I think that'll be better. And when was Transformers G1? Yeah, you see, thought so. But yeah, Japan definitely did robots first. Oh dear, Hunter. Don't think anything should sound like broken glass. I'm probably doing it wrong. If I'm trimming down plastic and it sounds like broken glass, oh my goodness, I'm in trouble. Yeah, concentration for a second, sorry. Oh, Sinclair, that's why I got the plaster on, mate. Right. This is apparently how it's supposed to have stickers on, which I'm not doing. Oh, if it's supposed to be... Oh, it's going to be its eyes, isn't it? Or is it? Let's have a good old look. Yeah, it has stickers for the eyes. That's 100% not happening. Yep, stickers for the eyes. There. Now, with the one that I did before, this one, right, this little thing, see if we can get its face nice and up to the camera. Camera, you can do the focusing, come on, you got this. You got this, camera, you can do it. Anyway, its eyes are blue plastic. So, what do we do there? Because I really hate stickers. I'm call them decals. I hate them. I guess we'll have to do it. I mean, they look bad. We're not doing it. We'll just paint it after. Done. Decision made. Yes, Alan, it was. It was the Vigna, or the Vinya. Or from what I understand, Vinya, or that means vineyard, or vineyard, should I say. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to when lockdown is over. I think we need to have a third VoidCon. I think by then everyone will be in need for it. But I swear to God, if any of you get me sick, I will come back and I will murder you all. Just saying. Okay. Gold back of head, sure, it's fine. But yeah, we'll paint those eyes blue later on. I think we'll do that. But yeah, I think we'll be in very much need of it for that. Sinclair, look, I'm going to try and do it as far in advance as possible so that as many people can make it as possible. Because I think by then we're all going to need it. Like all of us. So that was A9. We need no stickers for that bit. Nah, we do stickers after. Oh, Kuro, we've got... The thing is that for all you healthy people, it'll end before it does for me, because I have to stay in for... I don't even know how long anymore. But I got the letter from the UK government telling me that I need to stay in for 12 weeks, so... Hooray! I think it's not until just before the 19th of June, which is Kim's birthday. A week before my birthday, that will be allowed out. And even then, I think it's going to be pop out, grab stuff, come back, until we can be sure it's all over with. I'm not going to suddenly start, going on a full-on shaking hands with everyone. A full-on bender when it comes to be like, way, let's go shake hands with people. Is that piece? A4. This guy's head is going to be ginormous compared to the rest of him. Wait. Got a concern there. it does look like it's going to be ginormous. Because we're still working on that particular body part. This plastic seems weirdly softer. Oh, okay. So, back again. We've got his head. Put this in over the top. Yeah, because this is from the Gundam series. Was it Destiny? Destiny Seed? I've not watched that one yet. I'm only working my way through the original. So he's in with like this giant head, and then we slap that in on top. It's a satisfying click. Another satisfying click. Oh man. God, looks like a badass. An A29. Which is that bit there? You know what? I'm not even the one that said the word vortex, which is ridiculous. And then we plug this in and it becomes its chin. And that's it, that's his head. The camera can almost do it. It's close, isn't it? There you go. There's his head. And I guess we put that to one side. And we are moving on to, this looks like arms. Which, it's a guess, because it looks like an arm. And I've been streaming for an hour already. Oh my goodness, and I've only done that. Right, a 19 and 20. This is a do not get carried away, because I will. Right, we're going to need parts 18 and 17 as well. So I might get them out whilst they're there. I must say, I've never heard of X-Bomber. Sinclair, I bloody well am. I can tell you that much. I have already said early on that it will probably be multi-part. 100% will be. Like, no way, no how will definitely be multi-part. I'm not stopping this stream until I'm done. Bah. This bit's really thick. Try and soften it up a touch. There we go. But yeah, not being a total noob when it comes to building plastic kits is handy, because they are complicated. I will say that for I don't feel like they're aimed at kids. They might be, but I don't feel like they are. Like, I would not see, you know, 12, 13-year-old me spending as much time hey Greatest, how you doing? It's good to see everyone pays attention to how I name stuff on my videos and streams, where I normally put, like if it's a game, I put the game first and then what I'm doing or what the video is titled. That, you know, you come in and you're like, wait, what? Like, oh, come on. Go through effort to name these things. These are horrible pieces to clean up. Horrible, horrible, horrible pieces. It's like the plastic is really, really hard in some places, but then not so in others. Indeed it is Greatest. Indeed it is. But how you doing, fella? Hope you're still doing alright. Because last time you dropped in, you said you were doing okay. We'll have to catch up in voice at some point. And also, Greatest, I was just mentioning earlier, that we're gonna, when all of this lockdown stuff is over, we will have another PloidCon and you will have to come to it. You'll have to attend. No choice. You can bring Mrs. Greatest, or Frau Greatest if you like. First day of university from home. Very good. See, some of these pieces do not go together very well. This is disappointing. This is not what I've come to expect from kits that I've put together before, or from these particular kits, should I say. E15. Is this E? Yes, it is. We will sort something out, that is for sure. I say, because I think everyone's going to be absolutely stir crazy by the time it comes around. But we cannot rush these things, they will take as long as they need to. Concentrating for a second to actually get some done. Yes, grey test. She's working from home at the moment, so she's kind of enjoying the fact that she has more time to herself before giving that time away to people on the internet, I think. I mean, she is sat right behind me, so I don't want to get myself in trouble by talking for her.
Are you talking about me?
Yep. Greatest was asking if he's going to see you stream anytime soon.
Ah, yes.
The answer was yes. Let's make sure we get this the right way and look at the instructions. RTFMU. Okay. Oh, what an idiot. Did I forget to put a piece in? Yeah, I did forget to put a piece in. I got too hung up on making sure it was correct. Almost enough space. This is where you try really hard not to totally destroy everything. And that should hopefully be enough. Probably not. Probably not her style. There was always going to be a mistake at some point. And I made 2 pretty early on. I know. I'm gonna blame chat. It's all your fault. It's everyone's fault apart from mine. I take no responsibility for my actions. Alright, Greatest. Take care, mate, and stay safe. There we go. There we go. I don't think anyone noticed. I mean, we might edit that out. Oh, it's a live stream. And now it's going to do a little bit of light filing to remove my super obvious scratch marks. Right. Now I'm pretty sure there's going to be a... Now you do the other arm. Or is it not? No. No, it's not. Oh no, the other arm's completely different. So it's completely different. Yeah, it's completely different. Okay, that's fine. Good. Now, I started watching Star Trek Discovery again yesterday. Watched the first episode again. Because I have watched the entire first season before. Because I'm after some decent sci-fi to watch. Got like a real hankering for it. And what I'd love, ideally, is to have unlimited episodes of The Expanse to watch. But that doesn't exist. And I've kind of already watched all the seasons back recently. So I probably can't really get away with doing it again and again and again. Otherwise, something that's brilliant starts to lose its magic, and we don't want that. Battlestar Galactica? Not sure. See, Terran Core, I started watching Farscape again, and it just gets a bit samey. Like, oh, you're an inferior human. does stuff other people can't do. That kind of thing. It gets a bit like, oh, here we go again. Crichton to the rescue. God, this is it's proper stiff in places. Oh no, Terran Core. I've watched it all before, including the Peacekeeper Wars. So I'm not a stranger to it. Just like, oh look, only Crichton can fix this again. Although there are some funny bits. Excuse me for one moment. Right, well, that is incredibly tight and doesn't fully press together. But that said, it can go on the list of stuff to binge watch and casually have on in the background. A6 too. A6. Because it's pretty easy going. Hey chickers, how you doing, mate? It's a Gundam model kit, is what it is. So this is a Gunpla. That's what one is. It's a plastic robot model thing. And I'm working on building another one. Because robots are cool. Terran Core, I've got the gold frame Astray Amatsu. The red one I just showed is the Vignagina, which is not me being funny about saying vagina. It is just what it's called, but it looked cool. I have also built a Zaku, which was a first grade, which is a different scale, and doesn't have nearly as many points of articulation. Art chickers, I've got it to protect my thumb, because the way I clean stuff up is I put my thumb behind it, and I do that to clean up the flash from the kit. So yeah, I have cut myself, not a lie. But not this time round, and not on stream. It's a great way for Twitch to ban you for self-harm, I reckon. On now, then these go here. Nightbot, yeah, I did. Oh, Kuro, is it another meeting that could have been an email? Because I think we've all experienced some of them. Okay. And now C4. A little bit of gold, kind of epaulette style stuff. Very nice. Oh yeah, I normally catch everything that goes on in chat. Don't worry. I say normally, and now, no, I probably won't, will I? What's between Babylon 5? Oh, I only watched it when I was really young, so I feel like I've missed out on absolutely loads of it, and I know that it's a little bit more grounded, sci-fi wise. Oh, what's that stuff to? The idea being a bit more realistic, and it's got your kind of more realistic style flight models for the ships and all that kind of stuff, so I probably should go back and watch it. But yeah, it's kind of, I think I was too young when it was around, so it kind of missed me, because it was a little bit more grown up and more serious than Star Trek. But yeah, it might have to give it a go. Might have to look at it. But now I'm still watching. I'm still working my way through The Walking Dead as well, and I'm trying really hard not to pick up too many TV series at the same time. But it's happening slowly because if you watch the same TV series that only does one thing, even if it does it very well, you start to miss on other stuff, don't you? You start to miss other things. And I kind of had that with sci-fi. I was like, oh, Walking Dead's great and all, but I would like to have a bit more sci-fi in my life. God, this is fiddly AF. Blake 7. Oh, here we go. Going proper old school. Right. So we're up to here now. I mean, honestly, I'll be happy if we make it to the end of this page with 2 hours of streaming, I think. See, I remember the first Starfighter. No, I remember watching that, um, as a kid, thinking it was absolutely amazing. I was like, if that isn't a reason to play computer games to save the galaxy, then I don't know what it is. Because I was like the little kid that was like the bad guy, Sinclair. Isn't he the guy that also ended up in that 70s show as well? Like the dad. Was he the one that when he had bits cut off that he'd have them replaced by other people? And his own hand tried to kill him or something? Is that am I thinking of the right film? At this point, I just don't know. So, someone tell me. Right, this is. It's an interesting engineering example. When you're looking at these kits and you're making them, because you can see on this piece here, I have in my hand, it's got a little bit sticking out on it, right? The camera doesn't like focusing on much, but yeah, you can see that there. I just cut that off, despite it not being attached. It goes, it says right here, snip it off. So I'm like, okay, gone. But it's obviously it's there to help the sprue be pushed through. Now it says we should push that through. So that is what we will do. It's fine. Emperor of Mars. You say, isn't that like a Gundam? It is, but you call it. But apparently it's called Gunpla in the community. So I figured I'd try and get the name right. But yep, I am building my first Gundam model. My first high grade. Slowly. I can't see the finished bits. Finished bits. Honestly, I thought the lighting was better than it was, but it's a bit washed out. Don't really have enough space to get the other tripod going. So I built a couple before. Not very advanced ones. But everything's a learning curve. Thankfully, no glue. I am kind of tempted to pick up, because I feel like, right, the original Gundam in the cartoon series, it doesn't look very advanced, if I'm honest. Like, it looks really basic compared to the enemy ones, and oh, hello. That's interesting. Really kind of basic compared to the enemies and all that stuff. So I feel like as a model, I don't know if I'd want to get it because it looks so basic. But then I feel like this dark path that I find myself tumbling down leaves me with a, well, I would need to have it, wouldn't I? You know, you've got to have where it all began. Okay. We have to put a hand on this now. What hand to use? Do we use one that's open? Do we use one that's going to be holding a gun? Or a sword? I mean, it's got one that's got swords and it's got guns, is it? No, definitely has swords. Let's do a grippy hand. I think that would be the best thing to do, a grip hand. Unless there's a separate... Unless we have gold hands over here that we can have a little look at. That would be gripping. And yeah, we do. Although it makes it look like we shouldn't really be using them. But then again, they aren't the boss of me. We'll go with the open hand for now. And then we can always change it at a later date. Because that's okay. Go for this lovely open hand. Oh god, this camera. See, you can see me covering cat scratches from Clive. He doesn't like taking medicine at all. And he is still a very sick cat. And he must take his medicine, otherwise he will be a very, very sick cat. But yeah, we kind of like to grab hold of him and shove medicine down his throat. I can't stress this enough. Cats don't like that at all. Who would have thought? But yeah, he just won't do what's best for him, which is a real shame. So it kind of means we have to grab hold of him with his medicine mixed up in a syringe and squirt it into his mouth, and then he's super miserable for the rest of the evening, which is his own fault, because had he just eaten medicine that was in food, then he wouldn't have to go through all of that. But that's animals for you. They don't know what you're doing, or that medicine that is good for them tastes bad. They don't get that. It's a shame. And we use pill pockets. He doesn't go for them as well. I'll use loads of stuff. He just has none of it. He just is not interested at all because he's being himself. H10. H. Okay. Almost finished an arm. Now, it says that it's the... Don't worry, non-panic. So that goes in... Oh, it bends... Oh, right. Okay. That's like some solid articulation. Oh, there was some like full-on... Guy can do reps. No, it's seriously, guys. He won't take anything. Clive can smell it a mile off. That's the problem, is that he smells it and he goes nope. Like you'll mix his food up for him, and then he just won't go anywhere near it. Now it looks to me like this will eventually attach onto there. But there's something in between. Oh, I've missed a bit. That would do it, wouldn't it? That would do it. Do it, that would. Yeah, Clive, he can... Oh, what was that? Oh. Okay, that's fine. That's alright. That was a piece of waste plastic. No, put it back where it came from. Trying really hard to keep my system going. But yeah, Clive, he is very, very fussy. He stresses himself out as well. So the first time that we squirted the medicine in his mouth, he foamed at the mouth. Second time, yep, did it again. Third time, yep, did it again. Fourth time, yep, did it again. Fifth time, didn't even get the syringe into his mouth, and he started foaming. So he's making it really difficult for himself, which is a shame. See, that goes in there like that. But then I'm like, oh, okay, so when that will plug into his shoulder... Well, I am trying to be organised. Yes, that is supposed to be up at that side. So I guess when we plug it in, it will plug in and be up there. But it's not told us to do that yet. So let's not worry about that stage before we get to it. Very complicated. I think we're about to have a ton more gold go on, which is good. We like gold. Yeah, S&T, it really does. I wish I could explain it to him. Like, I'm good at calming him down after something's happened, but during, he doesn't want to know, and I can't blame him. Because, oh, that was horrible. Because what cat would want to experience this and go through it? They wouldn't. But it is good for them. But they don't know. They just don't understand. So I think the plan is to ambush him today, so he doesn't have time to get worked up. I'm hoping that'll work. Just because if he doesn't have the medicine, he will, well, he'll die. It is literally as simple as that, which is crap. Because as you all know, he is my best bud. No, Alan. So he is. He's not on the table anymore because I was taking up too much space. So he left. Yeah, because I'm looking at this and I feel like I'm going to have like almost a whole arm left over. Which could be interesting for like a swapping arms over if I wanted to in the future, I guess. I mean, how many games did you win last night, Machine? Give me hassle about Pavlov. I will continue to blame tracking. Thank you very much, just like everyone else. Because that is the correct way to do it. Yeah, hashtag I am still only on. We're in the one plaster. It's okay. I know how concerned everyone gets about my well-being, but it's okay. B. See, it's 21 and 22. They are tiny pieces. Okay. A lot of me saying, there we go. And carry on, isn't it? I did watch a very interesting video earlier today on YouTube, which was the devs for Doom reacting to the speed, like a speedrunner, speedrunning Doom, and oh my god, it was absolutely incredible. Someone literally completed the entire campaign of Doom in 27 minutes. The video's 34 minutes, but the with commentary, and they actually explain some of the bugs and stuff, like the glitches that allow them to do these things. Absolutely incredible. Who would even finding these things is mad. And the thing is that the guy playing it, there were some bits that you have to do combat in. Like, you have to. There's no glitching your way out or messing around. And the guy who did the speedrun was really good. The combat as well. Fast, efficient, pretty brutal. And you could tell he'd done it a lot because he knew exactly where things would come from. It's this weird kind of art form, I guess, of glitching and running through stuff. Hey Chris, how you doing? Yeah, I am building a Gunpla. Oh, well that is crap. That piece just cracked in half. That's not great. That is not super at all. So, it's under tension, and it needs to go on these bits here, but it literally just split in half, super clean, like it was nothing, which makes me think maybe it probably isn't supposed to do that. The good news is, I'm reasonably sure. Yeah, thought so. Reasonably sure that we have spare bits, because it's built like with the assumption that you're going to have two. Yeah, it's even got a score line down the middle, so it's got structural weakness in it anyway. Chris, you are correct. I do need to do that. That is a bit annoying. we're going to do a tiny amount off both sides. Especially considering it went on and no, the other side has done it as well, which means it's this bit. Need to pry it apart, work out where it's sticking. And why it isn't pressing together properly. Here we go. Classic. So yeah, both bits are unfortunately split. Chris, I have plenty of inspiration, mate. Don't you worry. The problem is that its ability comes in. Oh, come on. And obviously I'm trying to ease these apart without damaging the pieces. Which I'm reasonably sure I do have another arm if I get to that point, which hopefully I won't. This one should be a high grade, Chris. Well, it's not graded as such, but it says high grade. Right. Here we go. I would also the thing is that it's not a complexity thing. It's that if it's a poor casting, it's a poor casting, you know. So let's do an initial file of that. And the inside as well. Yeah, I think it's better to be lucky than it is good. Did someone say that? I don't know. But it seems I don't know where it's sticking when it comes to pushing it together. I kind of have no choice but to shave down everything. Gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, the thumbnail is not the one that I've got. It was the closest one I could find, because that's a 144. but it basically looks the same. But this is Bandai branded. Those pegs are horrid. I think that's going to be the problem with painted plastic, is that it's going to... I think I don't really know enough about them to be able to comment. But Chris, the good news is that because it is asymmetrical, so it's got one arm that looks like one thing and one arm that looks like another, I have leftover pieces. So we should be good. I'm getting there. I mean, you can do that. I mean, you do have the option of both things. They're doing either or. Yeah, easy Chris, PG-13. Give it time, Alan. Nothing ever goes so smoothly, does it? We're getting there. I think Chris might be right, you know. Needle files for the win. Oh no, Chris, it's sorry, don't cut myself. It's so when cleaning parts that with the craft knife. Should have known really. Right. That now fits. Do the others now fit perfectly? In fact, I feel like they're going to. So, let's go in with hope. That everything will. Is that the problem? I think I've had this weird kind of epiphany style moment. Is that even the right thing in the first place? So, I should be using a D. Imagine that. No. I think it's that. I think that's why it's not doing it. Because there's a little rubber grommet thing. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's simple as that. Which is annoying because the rubber bits, so the rubberized bits, I have to do the idiot check, which is the am I using the right bit? No, I am. Yeah, Chris, it does. They're identical both ways round. So it doesn't help the manual is all in Japanese, and I only know enough Japanese to do karate. Yeah, this is the first sticking point I would say I've had. Fits. Fits. Perfect. Hooray! Oh. Like, it's snapped together. Right. Broken bits. Get out of my sight. I'm very much still in visual range. Let's keep going, shall we? This one's already broken in the sprue. Oh, come on. Right, well, we'll have to come back to that, I guess. It's, even the spare bit's broken. I was trying to avoid using glue. Let's just make sure this fits. Yep. That fits. That bit fits. It's good. Now we have this bit that isn't broken. Almost is though. Which we might be able to get away with popping on for now. And we can put the tiniest little dab of liquid polystyrene cement in there. But we'll come back to that and we'll just move on. We'll just keep on going. Keep pushing forward. Because I kind of want this arm done as well. frustrating. There we go. Now we can move on though. But yeah, I'm not gonna try and get it finished or completed today. I said that. It's definitely going to be a multi-stream thing. I'm going to go for 2 hours-ish already, so... I don't like it when it tells you a bit, but it isn't super obvious which bit. And it's like, oh yeah, we've got this bit too. Which is F11 and 12. The rubberized pieces though, because of the way they're made, they always have a, I guess, a wider margin for error on them. Nightbot, yeah, I will. You know we don't talk about that. Yeah, I think the gold parts are the issue. Because when they would have been cast, then they would have been painted after. And when that happens, that's when you end up with excess material that wouldn't necessarily have been there during the design process. Yeah, I say I'd rather not glue them together if I can avoid it, but gotta do what we've gotta do. No one wants a Gundam where bits fall off. Yeah, Chris, you are correct. But then it's like, you always end up with that bit there, don't you? Karisu, it's a new thing. It's my quarantine thing, but I've kind of picked up and started trying to do. I thought it'd be easy to go jumping straight into. Not as easy. Yeah, well, it's kind of a very broad talk of it, isn't it? You know, they all become Gundams because it's easier to say that than explain that it's a different model. But yeah, Goldframe, Astray, Imatsu. Because the thing is that I like building stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of painting them. So This seems a bit flash to be cannon fodder, Chris. Seems a lot of work to go into having cannon fodder, doesn't it? But then you kind of... I feel like the actual original Gundam it's a very basic... Like I say, it's a very basic model. This is the first one that the Federation is supposed to be putting together in response to the Xeon forces. It was a, like I say, complete test. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when I kind of move forward with the watching of the series and see what the storyline has. See, Chris, like I say, I've done model planes before and that kind of thing. I've done model planes, Warhammer, stuff like that. So I'm not a stranger to model making. So I've got a good idea of what I'm doing. I'm just out of practice. But when it does come to models, I actually preferred working with metal. A little bit messier, but Nightbot I had Blood Angels and also Chaos, Chaos Space Marines. Chaos, when they relaunched it back in the old 3rd edition. So yeah, Khan the Betrayer was my fave. Getting a Khorne Berserkers. So until we had Khorne and Nurgle would be my preference for Chaos, and then Blood Angels. They were like, I like the red. What can I tell you? I like the lore as well. I like the kind of like Berserkers, and the fact you got Sanguinius with his wings being a badass all over the place. It's pretty cool. And I also like that they're fundamentally flawed with the Red Rage. So yeah. Yeah, I used to do conversions as well. So I'd do my, you kind of make things and you'd customise your models. Because I used to play a lot of Gorkamorka and Necromunda, which if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, probably sounds like I'm making words up. But yeah, Necromunda was my preferred 40k timeline game. And I was really disappointed when they just stopped it. It just disappeared. And I ran out of people to play, because I mean, I'd play it with people now. In fact, what I want, ideally, is a company to make an electronic version, because that would be pretty cool. The same way that some people made a Dark Future, I'd be very much into a Necromunda game. I'd play that a lot. Yeah, it doesn't. There isn't a lot of lore left, is there? Here we go. Just about ready because I haven't cleaned this piece up properly. I'm carried away having a chat. Damn you, chat. Talking to me like I'm a person. But yeah, I think the older Warhammer, like the older 40k, was better, like a lot better. than the modern stuff, where everything's full on cartoony. Where Space Marines weren't all this. They kind of represent the worst of humanity rather than the best. I don't know if that's because I'm now grown up and I look at it that way, but they're xenophobic, controlling, oppressive, warlike. All the worst parts of humanity come out. In the stories, Chris, yeah, but on the tabletop, not so much. Not so much. Yeah, I say it's that total. That's what I say. I look back at it now and I'm like, oh, maybe they're not so great. But then, yeah, there are, and the orcs were never this comic relief that they are now, as well. They were a serious threat. They were not a joke. They weren't cockneys. You know, they were something else. But yeah, I don't know when that happened, where they became that really weird comedy thing. And Necrons became space Egyptians. You know. Yeah. Things change. It's okay for law to change. But for a while, Games Workshop was like the geeks company for the geeks, and then it became not that anymore. Right, where are we? Come on. Oof. She's toyed. But then again, you don't want a floppy Gundam. Again. Overseer saying you used to love the Gundam series until you realised that the number of moves and actions are impossible to map on those two throttles. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like as soon as you play something like Elite Dangerous that you learn um, lots of stuff is impossible very, very quickly about the idea of being a fighter pilot. The same with Macross as well. Um, you get this like, there is no way, like, there's no way you could control like that. But then you have to use the foot pedals as well, and you're like, oh, do you need your HOTUS and then your foot pedals? I guess it's different. Okay. Yeah, I think I've learned a lesson here doing this one. Okay, is it 3 and 4? With regards to gold ones, gold bits, they look freaking cool. The idea of them is brilliant, but the actual process and the execution is a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. Oh, why did they put that there? Sprues on corners, bad. Momoka, it's something I started doing during my quarantine. I've not kind of. This is only my third one that I've done, and it is more difficult and complicated than I thought. I just went for it because I thought it looked cool. But yeah, I like the building. I find it really therapeutic. Thought I'd give it a stream just because I've spoken about it a little bit, and there had been a couple of people who said they fancied seeing it. So here we are. Yeah. Thank you, Nightbot. You know, I think I say Macross is 100% probably my favourite mecha anime, without a doubt. I like the idea of it because I like Transformers, because I grew up during that time when they were the thing to have, and then the knockoff stuff. But yeah, honestly wish I'd come across it earlier. Oh, Halo, good stuff, man. Mocha, I had no idea. I just picked it because I thought it looked cool. But then I started to do research after, and now I feel like I know a lot more than I did. Which is kind of classic. That's the way it would go. Is that you find out about something after you've started doing it. Well, that all looks very complicated there, doesn't it? But you know what? I would be after some recommendations. If anyone has them for future ones to try out. Fun builds, that's all I'm really after. I'm not exactly into the painting so much. But yeah. Yeah, I kind of, because I'm not a collector, I'm someone who's looking for something fun to do. I'm after kind of like the 100 scale ones are good. I like them. They're a good size for me. So I think that's alright. So I'm going to try to stick to a size or a scale. Oh, right, these bits are huge. I was eyeing up a Zeta Gundam kit because I like to have a range of colours. Why don't you go for the Zeta Gundam? But it's got the 2 modes, you see. Because I'm like, wow, it's got 2 modes. That's got to be super cool, hasn't it? But apparently, no. Yeah, but oh, that's a shame. That is sad to hear, Chris, but at the same time, I'd rather hear about something that is going to be worth having. But yeah, you know, the one that I'm interested in, or I like the look of, because I like complicated. Complicated is good because I feel like you get your money's worth of complicated models. Is the what is it called? The Musha one, the one that looks like a samurai. That looks pretty badass. So yeah, I do have plenty of time to obviously think about other ones because we've, you know, it's we're not finished this yet. And also, as I get into the like the cartoons. Then it gives me kind of a better idea. I might look at something and be like, oh, that looks cool, and just get it because I like the look of it, or like kind of the way the character's portrayed and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I kind of contacted a collector's site in the UK, and the one that I really liked the look of was ended up being looking quite similar to this, but it was gold and gold and blue. I can't remember what it was called, but they told me off for trying to buy it because it was a special edition, and it's like one of my first one or two. Momoka, yes. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Looks epic. Yeah, because I played the Gundam Dynasty Warriors game many moons ago on Xbox 360, and that's kind of like that was my first experience with a lot of these Gundam models being like the model of the thing. Oh, that's yeah, so that's kind of where I experienced like most of the looks, I would say. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And that's where a lot of that's come from. But that was like quite a while ago. Ava Berry, thank you very much for subscribing. If you're in the chat, say hello. It's always good to know when people are watching. Now, I've got this whole which hand to use thing. Gold hand, of course. Which is on this one. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, that would make sense. But a lot of the colours look pretty spot on. Problem is that I can't, at the moment, I'm literally not able to go outside at all. I am not allowed to. You know, being high risk and all that. Oh, see, that's a gold part of the face. Why didn't we use that? That's better. It's better than red. Oh well, I'm following instructions. Yeah, it's very much like I look at something and I think, oh, that looks cool, or it doesn't look cool, or I'm very much just about the cool factor at the moment. No. Did I really just see that? Yeah, I did. Oh, it looks like he's getting a gold hand on the other one too. Because gold hands. I'm trying not to overload and get too excited. And it's just going to be a cool little thing to do. Guess I am coming back to that part whether I like it or not. Just a cool thing to do. There's a little bit of a side hobby when I get sick of gaming, because you don't want to game all the time. But hey, brain food. Brain food. I'm reading chat on Restream chat, Chris, so I don't get to see it. But if you want to, you can send me a bunch of images on Discord. I'm open to recommendations. Like I said, but I just need to try not to get too excited. Yeah, I've got the like I said, the first one I built was a first grade Zaku. Which, really like the idea of it. Nah, because you can only do that at the same time for reading manga. Am I missing the Greg Zoda? No, I'm not missing deliveries at stupid times. Nightbot. I don't think there's enough people into it. And I don't like adding extra channels to the Discord for something that only one person's into. Even if that one person's me. Hey Burr, how you doing, fella? Coming to stare. Yeah, I feel like this is more of a thing for Twitch than YouTube, or a thing that gets done. But also I know there are loads of Gunpla channels out there. For on YouTube, and I have watched a few of them. Like to give suggestions and get a bit of an idea and all that kind of stuff, but I don't really know what I'm looking at half the time. So, you know, whatever. Oh, the wrists are tiny, aren't they? Like, oh, here we go again. Tiny wrists. And those fingerprints. Oh no! Okay, so just need to put the elbow piece on. Yeah, so currently I've got a head, a body, and we'll have 2 arms finished in a minute. Yeah, see, I picked up the first grade at the same time as I picked up the Vigna Jesper. I know. No, you're thinking. Yeah, so because that's the first. There's obviously a reborn, which is so no grade. That's the first one I did. Haven't put the stickers on yet because I'm toying with the idea of painting it. I think. And there's a couple of bits where I'm thinking I might glue because they make a lot of sense. But that's what we're working towards. And obviously it's fully posable. I just have it in a pose that stands up. I didn't realise that you have to buy bases for them, or you should buy bases. So I might buy some bases so we can have some dramatic, you know, flying away, doing whatever, like shooting people stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working towards, I guess. That goes that way. Oh. That bit makes sense. So we have 2 arms, a body, and a head. Extra hand. There. That's us finished another page. Hooray! I can't believe I started here and I'm only here. The legs are going to be way more complicated. Yep. Right. Let's get to the point. Let's get to here. Where the arms, head are all attached. Let's do that. Because we've got this cool blade arm thing to do. So, let's get that made. See, Mimoka, I used to paint Warhammer models, and I broke my hand when I was a kid. When I say a kid, I was like 19. And because of that, my hand isn't steady like it used to be. Because I'm an idiot and I hit someone in the forehead. And it's like, despite all the years of kickboxing and karate, I still did a total schoolboy error. Like a mug. I've got nowhere to do it, Nightbot. I would have nowhere to do any airbrushing or anything like that. Or, I say the Zaku I've built, which I'll grab in a second, that has no colour on it. It's all red, so I would likely paint it to be red anyway, like Char's one. That would probably be the plan. But yeah, the big ones, because they're, I mean, that was like £6, I think. So it wasn't like too bad because it was, like I say, it's small. It's 144. But like I say, first grade, So it was good fun. That was like it built in an afternoon and really kind of whet my appetite for the next thing, the next one. Oh yeah, Chris, that's exactly how it works. Which I must admit, watching the cartoon, I have no idea how Shah would still be in a position of responsibility and power, considering he lost every single time. That's it, he just always loses. And it's like, well, how are you in this position, bro? Like, what's going on here? And I haven't finished watching yet, so he may get his comeuppance. He may win. I don't know. Yeah, so this is the Zaku, the first grade. Very nice, red and plasticky. It's got some decent articulation, but I think this one will be fun to paint. The only problem is that you have to stand it that slightly leaning forward, because the articulation isn't fantastic, so you can't kind of you can't do too much with it. Like, I was particularly impressed with the fact that you can move the knees, and the little kind of like the little cabling stuff moves with it. That's a really smart idea. Yeah, I'd want it stood up straight, but it doesn't stand up straight as such. It's not particularly well balanced, but yeah. Yeah, first grade. Good fun though. It's good little fun to make and do. So that one doesn't stand up. I will paint probably, but it's not in great condition. It's not a great looking thing to do, so it's kind of knowing that I'll do it, and if it's crap then that's okay. Oh, it's a shiny gold fist thing. It's cool. Gee. To rearrange my pieces. Yeah, I'm liking the gold stuff as well. Darwin, I have thought about it, but it's really expensive. And also space. I live in quite a small flat, so I don't have a huge amount of space for all these things. Plus, you know, I don't want to fill my flat up with stuff if I can avoid it, like to the ceiling. Oh, Clive, you gonna do that? Okay, hey bud. Let me move this out your way. Come on. Clive has come to say hello. Come, mate. It's okay, buddy. Him gets spooked out by noises outdoors. Yeah, I'm trying really hard now not to... I do this thing where when I get near the end point I've set for myself, you know, you kind of a rush, and I'm trying really hard not to. Because that's when you make mistakes. Okay, let's see where we are. It slides, doesn't it? Yeah, it slides in and out. Oh yeah. That'll do it. Nice. That is super shiny and gold. Classic me. I'm going to put that there for when we attach it. But yeah, so even still, I don't have that space, Darwin. My wife and I talk about horizontal spaces and how we always end up filling them with just stuff, and we shouldn't. Because that's how we end up with clutter, and we're trying really hard to avoid it, but it is difficult. It makes me wish I had a shed or a garage or something like that. Okay, well that's Clive off. That is the neighbours' kids who are outside in the street playing. Should they be out there? Don't know. Are they noisy? Yeah. There he is, making himself known. Worry if he didn't. Okay, so that goes on the back. There's like a... Is that where that goes? No. Let's get this out. Because it's almost there. Oh, it's almost in the right place. What have I done? What have I done here? Right. So in the building process they showed it with this put back. Maybe that'll help. I can kind of see where it's supposed to go. Except it's not there, it's at the front. No, no it's not. So, there are 3 little divots in there. It looks like it goes for the middle one. Yeah, it goes for the middle one. This is an absolute nightmare. This particular piece is a nightmare. Hey, what are we doing? Licking plastic. How unusual. Would there be an easier way for us to do this? Maybe. There we go. That was what we were waiting for. The magic sound. And now we need E4. Because it's kind of got like a fist cover on it. Believe it or not, Clive, I did not put that plastic down there for you to lick. Even though you think that I did. See, now, Momoko, it sounds like you've got loads of these everywhere. I mean, the fact you said you've got 114 of them? That's mental. It's also kind of surprising that if someone broke into your place, they would take them. Like, that sucks. It's like a really crappy thing to do. Like, yeah, break in, steal my TV, whatever. But leave my model kits alone, because we can do sell them. Like, come on. And they're obviously going to have some sentimental value more than more than actual physical monetary value. Oh, it's the only thing that happens in your kitchen, right? Is that the right way around? Yes. So, it's got this little fist thing. The that pops up and it comes out. That's cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. Nifty, I would say. And then this goes on his elbow. I say his. I mean, Gundams are pretty gender neutral, I guess. Bam, right. We're now at the point where we attach the stuff to the stuff. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. They need to be positioned up, even though when we built it, it didn't tell us to do that. So that's fine. Yeah, this is my point. Like, everything starts off small. Blight Me, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Hope you're doing alright. And then yeah, like suddenly you've got something with again, let's see if we can get the hand in behind to try and help it focus. No, there is no focus on any of this, is there? Yeah, that's where we are, which I think is pretty cool, pretty badass. Like I say, not using the stickers for the yeah, it's pretty cool so far, I guess. Move your hand, man. Cool. Well, now we've just finished and got up to there. We've finished the upper body. Well, we haven't fully finished it. But I'm going to call time for the stream there, guys, because I've been streaming for 3 hours and 10 minutes. Oof. That went quick. So I'm probably going to stream this again later on during the week, I think. Might be tomorrow, I don't know. So if you're watching and you haven't done already, and you feel like following and subscribing on Twitch and then subscribe on YouTube, then you are more than welcome to. And hopefully, I will see you all very soon. I do have a Discord open if you like games as well. You're more than welcome to join. But I will see you all soon. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Commander Plater, out.